would be Viv Richards or Curtly Ambrose.
Okay, I think that's a good one. Now, Viv, for me, you know, growing up, now I don't want to really go into, but why Viv and Curtly? But why? But apart from the fact that you done time in the Caribbean, but you know what I mean.
And that's what it was, because obviously cricket was the dominant sport, wasn't it? So like you kind of grew up, you know. Watching the game and stuff like that, you're hearing the certain names, and you know when you're on the field, you pretend that you're one of the guys that you see on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So everyone wanted to be like Viv or Curtly, because Curtly could bowl some balls, man. It was crazy. Yeah. So that was the reason for me. It was just one of those things. Like, yeah, I grew up playing the cricket, so I had to go with one of them guys for my first.
And I remember from Curtly, because we caught the back end of the great era of West Indies, you know, team and whatever. And I must admit, you did. Oh yeah. Anthony caught the good. So like for me, I just remember Curtly Ambrose, you know, and Courtney Walsh. When England thought they had a chance, you know, they're like, yeah, we got a chance. We were having to bowl them out for 80, and it's just like, yo, these guys are just, when they feel like they were merciless. But Viv Richards was like for me like the Pele of cricket, and I feel that if he'll come up in the era later on, I think he'll be even bigger as a star. You know what I'm saying? I think the era that he came up in.
I look at him and I think some of the reason why I think some of these guys were as good as they were is there was a natural kind of giftedness in the Caribbean at them times. Then on top of that, there was a way that we used to play. So like we never used to be able to like afford to go and buy a cricket ball and stuff like that. So there used to be this kind of like black plastic we used to make a ball out of, and we used to like burn it so that it melts hard to become like a ball. And I think it's them little things there like that. Yeah, you learn like the roots, or what would be like root football. It's kind of like root cricket, you know what I'm saying? And you do them kind of thing. I think those kind of things, like the passion, them guys had it. So any little opportunity they had to play or whatever they had to use, they just used it, and it just, you know, it turned out well for them.
And I think cricket had the first dibs of all the sportsmen in the West Indies at that time as well. I think the sportsmen, they lost a lot of bowlers to basketball, thanks to Patrick Ewing and guys like that. Kind of inspired them to go play basketball. And then football started taking over, and, you know, being inspired by Johnny Barnes and all these guys. And now cricket is low, because unfortunately it's more, and then now with the MLS, it's taken over sporting talent. Because one thing I did realise, if you listen to Dwight York, him and Lara, they know each other as Shaka, because they all come through school, the same system. They're all sportsmen, they all played together. But the other guys went off and played football, while Lara stayed and played cricket. You know what I mean? So it's like you know which was the big earner. But you have to salute them too, brothers, man. What else are you saying about them, Anthony?
About Curtly,
Courtney and not Courtney, Curtly Ambrose.
Curtly.
Yeah.
I mean, great. Viv Richards, Master Blaster. For me, the greatest batsman to walk earth. That's for me. My dad would argue, because he'd tell you about Everton Weeks, Sir Garfield Sobers. I could go on with him. I'm a historian and everything, as you know. So when it comes to like, for me, the West Indies team, but I wouldn't even separate them. I would have just the whole team, but that was my era. Because I had Gordon Greenidge, I had Desmond Haynes, I had Clive Lloyd, I had Derek Murray, the wicket keeper. I had
Marshall,
Silent Whisper, Michael Holding. I had the most feared bowler ever, Malcolm Marshall. Bro, every one of those was a hero. Every single one of them, from number 1 to number 13, 14. I'd managed to come out with the drinks, bro. It's my brother. Anything connected to the West Indies cricket team, that was it. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that. If I ain't got the cricket team standard, I'll carry the tray, bro.
Yeah, man. You
understand what I'm saying? So it's great call, Marcus, bro. But as I says, for me, I would have just chose the whole of it first, because I'm going back. I remember, bro, at school, I never forget school and the teachers, Mr. Crabtree. Oh, I know you're looking forward to the test series. I've gone, no, because we know what's going to happen, innit?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
black. You know what's going to happen?
Blackwash.
I've gone, bro, 10-0. Remember I told you, 10-0. And what happened? We get him 10-0, fam. 5-0 in England, 5-0 in the Caribbean, straight.
And the thing about
bro. And them talk there, you see, for me, as a little black geezer living in England where it's all white, this, you got, bro, come on.
Yeah,
you understand?
man.
It's just, it's not even a comparison, bro. So that cricket team there, the West Indies cricket, the 80s, growing up in the 80s, the West Indies cricket team in the 80s for me was just one big hero.
Yeah. No, for real. But Anthony, did you find that, you know, when they used to moan about the crowds in England, about we're too noisy? And you see the Barmiani now, the hypocrites in it. You know what I'm saying? You see the Barmiani.
Because that's what they do.
They're hypocritical, bro. Sorry, I have to
find fault. They find fault with other people, but they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Typical English people, typical English behaviour.
Yeah.
Find fault in what you do. Oh, the Jamaicans, the Caribbean, the West Indies, they're too loud, the bang bongo drums and the dancing and but as much as loud we was, we was always friendly.
Yeah.
We was never racial. When you used to watch those clips of the Notting Hill Carnival, you never seen policemen fearing being around black people. Policemen were taking off helmets, skanking up with the big mums on the road. You understand, fam? But yeah, it's us with the problem.
Yeah. No, I hear that. No, most definitely, man. No, that's great. That's great. Shout out, man. Come on, hit me your first one, mate.
Bro, Marcus is.
I know.
We're getting into a bit of turmoil there now because I thought,
Marcus done.
How he's moving.
Marcus done the bar, man.
For me, growing up as a kid, the greatest boxer to walk this earth.
Oh,